Alright, start recording. Okay, ladies and jelly spoons. This video is going to be a bit rough and ready. I just thought I'd put one out there. It's been a while, so let's get in here. This is Portree on the Isle of Skye. Custom made by myself. I've done a lot of modifications on the Isle of Skye, including Portree, which is a beautiful little helibase. The other helipads on Skye I haven't really played with. And I've got an issue with one of my apps. Give me a second. Reload that so it works better. Okay, there we go. That's better. Yeah, so we're on the Isle of Skye, Portree. Down further, you've got Slinghan Mountain, which is where the main mountain rescue helipad is. That's their headquarters. But I didn't change the helipad because the helipad there, according to the satellite imagery, is just a gravel strip. It's just a bit of gravel. So I left it as it was because there's no point in changing it if that's what it's like. So I did put a flag up at their headquarter building, a Scottish flag, just to give me, wind direction. I used windy things, and there's another one further down, which is Glen Brittle, which I haven't changed either. I did make a change to the Dr. McManaman Memorial Hospital helipad. That's a change I've made, and I also have a custom, not by me, Broadford airfield as well. And there's a few other little changes I've made to the island, like the Old Manor store. There's some hikers and photographers up on the Old Manor store, and the lighthouse on the west side lighthouse I've also modified as well. Not correct to the actual lighthouse, but as close as an approximation as I could get with the tools I had available. But anyway, let's get into this. We're going to be doing some HEMS missions and on the Skye, and let's see what happens. I should start with something like yeah, we're doing some HEMS missions, and I'm Dreams of Wings. I'm not Dreams of Wings. No, not Dreams of Wings. Only Dreams of Wings does HEMS missions in Scotland. He's gonna kill me. Hello, Rob. I love you, man. Really, I do. If you don't know who I'm talking about, Dreams of Wings is another YouTuber, and you should go and check his channel out. He's really good, and he's very knowledgeable on this particular subject where I'm not at all. But we're going to try it out anyway. So let's get to let's see. Look, I'm all over the place already. Don't know what I'm doing. Right, let's go in here. Let's go here. Let's go here and here, and let's see what they can give me. Oh, I've got to turn things on. Now, hold on, I've got to turn this on. Yeah, that's on. while we're up here, I'm going to put that on and that on. Yeah, okay, it's loading stuff in. Okay, I'm going to go single player. I haven't changed any of the settings in here, so I'm not messing around with things at the moment. I might do later on, but at the moment I'm not messing around. I'm just leaving it as default. So if it comes up and saying something's too far away, then we'll just skip to the next one until we get one that's in range. Let's see what happens. Is it going to give me a mission? Is it going to give me a mission? My words are all fumbled today. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully my flying's not as bad. Oh, and also I'm using, although it's not up at the moment, I'm using Say Intentions. I should actually speak to them and let them know what I'm doing. So let me... Oh, well, we got a mission. Hold on. Quad bike accident. We'll take that. We'll take a quad bike accident. Yeah. Hopefully not too far away. Right, so I should go to centre and talk to them. Centre, Golf 5 Kilo Yankee.
Cabin secured, all set to proceed.
Hems Golf 5 Kilo Yankee, Scottish Info. Good afternoon. Pass your message.
Good afternoon, Scottish Info. I'd like to get flight following for Golf 5 Kilo Yankee, Hems, please. Alright, let's have a look here. Internal cruising. Okay. Right, let's find out where he is.
Hems 5 Kilo Yankee. Good afternoon. Golf 5 Kilo Yankee. Squawk 5153 and ident for traffic service.
Okay, 5153 and ident. That should do this automatically, I think. Ident. Go. Yeah. Okay, we should get a call back. Right, it's actually on the other island. It's all the way over in what's that island called? What's the other island called? I can't remember. It's over the Minch. It's over the Minch. Why haven't they got their own Hems? Okay, alright, we can do that. It's a bit of a flight, but we can do that. We've got to go through the Minch. This is the Minch here. It's a body of water that comes through here and up here. They call it the Minch. So yeah, we've got to go. We've got to fly over Skye to there. It's a bit of a flight, but okay, you know, we will do it. We just do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do what Dreams of Wings does, is I'm going to put my instruments over here, I'm going to put my map on here, but what he doesn't do, which I am going to do, is I'm going to orientate the map to north by pushing this button here, and then I'm going to put the weather on, because weather's important. It will tell you the weather. And zoom out and you'll see rain and stuff. Little blobs. That's where the rain and stuff is. But yeah, make sure you hit that button and align it to north, because otherwise you get all disorientated and stuff. Right, so we got that's in, that's all good. Somebody's injured, so we better get going. We've got flight following. Yeah, flight following is active. Everything's good. Right, let's go. Right, so I'm going to take this off. I'm going to put the autopilot panel on because we need that. And up we go. Let's get to a good altitude. Orientate towards our target. Where are we going? Alright, now that looks good. Still climbing here because there's a lot of mountains in this area, so we need to give it a little altitude. And then what I'm going to hit is the go around button. That's going to put us into some forward motion.
VTOS. V1. And
I'm going to hit the nav button, which will turn us onto course a little bit more accurately than I did it. But you hear it calling out V1. And then it's put us into this state here, which is like the stable state, but we can change things from now. We're still climbing on a vertical speed, so we'll keep that going up till around about 2,500 feet. Should be good enough. So we'll keep the climb. We're just past 2,000. I might actually go to 3,000. We'll get to 3,000. But you see our speed is pretty low. We're only doing like 60 or 65 knots, something like that. We'll get to 3,000 feet and then we'll bump the speed up. Because with this helicopter, especially with the autopilot, is you don't want to be doing too many things at once. You don't want to be trying to gain speed and climb, because it's going to get into all sorts of horrible situations. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to get to 3,000, I'm going to hit out, and that should level us off at 3,000 feet. And once that's leveled us off, we're going to drop now, because it's going to try and keep us at 3,000, so it's going to drop now and bring this up, level, and then once we're level and stable, we're going to use the indicated airspeed, and we're going to bump this up to around about 85 or here, where that yellow marker is. Because you've got to do this see what I mean? My mouth's not working. Incrementally, because otherwise you'll overtalk the engine. So what we're going to do is we're going to bump this up to about there. Because otherwise the engine torque bar will come down like a beast, and you'll end up in trouble. So we do it in stages. So once this stabilizes again, then we can bump it up again. We'll bump it up to 100. See the nose will dip. You see this red bar here. We don't want that red bar. That's a nasty bar. We don't want that.
Good morning, Scottish. This is Cessna Alpha Lima Charlie Oscar Bravo at 3,900 for 4,500. Wishing to pick up on my IFR flight plan. Please advise of squawk.
That
I'll
is
have your
another
clearance
say
in just a
intentions
second.
user.
Clear, Charlie Oscar.
That's
Charlie
another-
Oscar Bravo. Contact Scottish Control on 133.876.5.
That's another say intentions user, by the way. Live. Right, let's bump this up. What are we doing now? We're doing about. We're heading into the wind, so we're only at 96 knots at the moment. So let's bump this up a bit. Go watch that torque. The autopilot does not like the torque, so I'm going to bump that down a little, and then bump it back up again. The torque is awful with the autopilot. It really doesn't know what it's doing. Right, so we're up to. We're still only doing 100 knots. I mean, this is indicated airspeed, it's not actual airspeed. Now, I do have little nav map open, which is actually giving me my ground speed. So my ground speed is 108. This is almost 120. We're going to bump this to 120. Watch that torque. It's alright, it's good, stabilising. So now we're doing 112. We are heading directly into the wind. How can I show you the wind? I think there's a little gauge here. Yeah, this gauge here. In fact, if I put this on, you'll see it better. This gauge here is our wind, and we are heading this way directly into the wind. And the wind's at 13 knots, so it's slowing us down. Alright, let's enjoy this view. Beautiful island of Skye. Hopefully we'll come back here because I want to show you things that I've done to it. Fortunately, it's taken me to a different island. Well, it's always the way, isn't it, eh? Don't fly around what you've done. Oh, and another thing, Dreams of Wings has mentioned. Your liveries. If you want to customise your livery, you see, he does this, right? And he says, what's that look like? What's that look like? And I want to comment and say it looks nothing like Gonzo. It really doesn't, because I've taken that big bloody nose off. You can keep the big bloody nose on if you want and have it look like Gonzo, but I don't want mine looking like Gonzo, so I took mine off, and it's off permanently because I changed it in the Jensen file, JSON file, and it's very easy to do. You go to where the helicopter is, right? You go to where you're in, or your livery. No, not your helicopter, your livery. The livery you want to change. So let me just find one of the liveries. If I can find one. Oh right, H. Here we go. So let me find one of my liveries. So let's just say we want to change this Mercy flight. What you do is you go into the sim objects, aeroplanes. Look at the one you want and then go to aircraft. Is it aircraft? No, I'm doing that wrong. You go into livery and then you want this Jensen file. And what it'll do is it'll open it up and look, you've got radome. If you don't want the big nose, change that to 0. High skids, floats, second landing light if you want one. It's all here, and all you have to do is change the value to 1, 2 or 3, or you know, if it's on or off, like hoist.
When Papa Delta request is sent to 7,000.
If you want to hoist, just change that value to 1
descend altitude 7,000
and then
feet.
save it. And Bob's your own auntie's uncle's mother-in-law's cousin and all that sort of stuff. Right, let me move my microphone back here as we go across the Minch. Across the Minch to that other island that I can't remember the name of. What is it called? I can't remember what it's called. It's not the Orchids. It's not, that's the other one. My geography's awful. Whatever, Scottish people, you know. We're on our way across. Let's just make sure we are on course here. Check everything, double check everything. So yeah, we're following the line nicely on that, and we're following the line nicely on this as well. Just zoom this out. So we're going over here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. How's our speed? Speed 111 knots. It's pretty slow. This will tell you what phase we're in. So we're on the way to the scene, which is over there. This here is weather. This is rain. Obviously, it's red. It's bad rain, or bad weather. So you know, I like to turn the weather radar on. You know, it works. So use it. We're just cruising along now, talking rubbish. What else can I tell you? Not a lot really. What's going on in my life? Not a lot really. Working, sleeping, working, sleeping. I don't know how long I'm going to be in this particular spot for, because next month my tenancy gets re-evaluated, and you never know, the landlord might kick me out of my arse. I have been a good tenant. The only problem with living here is the internet is shit. I'm actually using a 5G connection, which is fine for general downloading, watching stuff, you know, browsing, watching Netflix and whatnot. But if you want to try live streaming or uploading stuff, no, it's really not good. Not good at all. What if my... I'm not sure what co-pilot I've got on at the moment, but I'm going to try and speak to my co-pilot. That's possible. can't remember which button it is. How you doing today? How's your weekend?
I'm doing great, thanks for asking. It's always a good day when we're in the air. Let's focus on our flight and make it a smooth one.
I always make a smooth landing, honey. It's the taxiing you want to worry about.
Taxiing can be tricky, especially in busy airports or with challenging weather. A good tip is to maintain a steady speed and use small, smooth inputs on the controls. Always be aware of your surroundings and communicate clearly with ATC. Remember, a smooth taxi sets the stage for a great takeoff.
Yep, I know what you're saying. Everyone's laughing right now because the Sparky taxi is a thing. I am the world's worst taxier. I wish I could remember what the name of this island was. If I can change the map. Change the map. Choices to but we're almost there at the island. Almost there, baby. I hope they don't want to fly us back to over on Skye. Dr. McManaman's. See, I don't even know where the main towns on this island are. I didn't focus on this island. There's a big airfield there. See, I don't know. Oh, there's a hospital here. Yeah, here's a hospital there. Okay, so we might be able to take them down to that. See, honestly, I have no idea about this island. I don't know where the towns are. Big hospital here, which is handy because we're going probably up here, this way somewhere. Too far away from now. So yeah, it's
We will be first on scene.
We will be the first on scene, right? Because we are very, very close. So what I'm going to do is we are close. says something like we're 20 miles out. I think that's the port. 2 miles out. I think that's the port. 2 miles. We'll start 87.
Nautical miles from accident area.
Right, I'm going to start 87. Select that. That. Now make control. We're going to make a rapid descent here. Not so rapid that I set alarms off. Keep it on where we're supposed to be going. Oh, there it is. Right below us. It's right below us. We'll circle around. Descent. Now you think, oh no, the spark is going to go around. No, it's not professional. I am a professional. See where we're going. Right. I'm going to raise it up. So slow down. Close to the scene now. Close that. Right, should be on this road here. It's not focused on me. I don't see any vehicles here. Oh, you can see some emergency vehicles. I don't see anything. See, did we squat? This isn't broken. That's a long way to go for a broken arm. Broken mission. They do break occasionally. to that, see that little that circle, that's the circle you need to be in for the mission to trigger. So probably in this house. So we'll land pretty close to it. Oh, watch the fucking telephone code spark. See if this will trigger. Right, down. Hold on. Let's put it down. Not too fast. Put it down. Right.
Oh, nice touch, Captain.
Let's hope this triggers. If it doesn't trigger, we're in trouble. Now, this should change to on scene. Oh, excuse me, on scene. And things should happen. We're within the circle. Come on, don't be broken. Don't be broken. Come on, we're within the distance. And see, it's not doing anything. This should change to on scene. Random and everywhere, or random and sometimes works, sometimes don't. Let's see if I can force it. I don't know if I'll be able to do this. I might be able to force it. Into here, go into the dispatch page, manual, and then saying we're at the scene. That should say we are at the scene, and that should trigger the next event, which is the people getting out and going dealing with the stuff. And nothing. Oh, god damn it. Random everywhere, my arse. Random and don't bloody work. Right, there you go. That was fun, wasn't it? Random and don't work. Awesome. Let's get to Skye and show you what I did. Because I'm proud of what I did. Why shouldn't I show you? That was a long flight for bloody no reason. Right, we'll start up here at Portree. We'll fly up to the let me just get the right map on. We'll go to the old man of the store, and then we'll head off over to the lighthouse. And then we'll head to the hospital, I'm thinking. Right, oh, Trent. It's night time. Of course it is. It's night time, Spark. We don't want night time. Daytime. Daytime. People can see things in the daytime. Daytime. So I have to turn my lights off. So all the lights will be on. Alright, let me go and show you some stuff. We won't need that. So, oh, this is my airfield, by the way. I'll just show you this quickly. This is all custom made by myself. If you look at the map, there is a little security hut by the gate there. Just down the road here there is a caravan and cars parked there. Did all of that. Make sure everything's in the right place. Alright, over to the old man. Let's go. Now, anybody that knows a little bit about this area is this ground is basically it's peat bog. It's very soft, peaty material, and what happens is these mountains eventually they erode away with the rain and whatnot, you know, environmental things, but it leaves these big pillars of granite. And this is where we're going to is a great example of where the mountain is eroded, but it's left these pillars of granite. And the main one is they call the Old Man. It's the biggest one there, and it's a tourist attraction on this island. You also got the fairy pools, which I know where they are, but they're not very impressive in the sim, unfortunately, because it's a very, very small stream with some pools, and it's not very well depicted. So we'll forget the fairy pools. But there's the old man of the store up ahead. You can see him here. And this is an area that I've messed around with a little bit. Added some tourists and some hikers. People taking photographs and you know, because you would. There'd be a lot of people up there, especially in the summertime. Slow here. And see if we can spot some tourists on the ground. I am actually using the Coast Guard livery, which is what they use here. They use the Coast Guard livery on the own Skye. They don't have a specialist helicopter, they just use the Coast Guard one. Right, okay, let's see if we can see some people. Let me get There we are. Otherwise, they'll just look like dots sparkling. You don't want to see dots. It's people. So we should have some photographers on this leading edge. You've got to remember where I'm from. That's the old man of the store anyway, because you would have people up here. It's a thing. You'd have people up there. So let's head over now to the other big landmark, which would be the lighthouse. See granite rocks sticking out of the ground. Don't mind me, I'm a professional pilot. We're just going to hand fly this. I'm just going to accept that. Right, let's head off to the lighthouse. Beautiful island, Skye. Very barren, not a lot of trees. But if you're into hiking and climbing, it's a great island to go to. They've also got fish farms here, you know, they've got special, you know, the fish and chips is pretty good as far as I'm aware. Let me just change this back to HTC going. If there's anybody still flying. Now this is another landmark that I changed, because it didn't exist at all in the sim. I'm surprised it didn't exist. They didn't put a lighthouse in where the lighthouse was. So I had to do it my bloody self. And there was a forest which I had to remove because there's no forest there. Talisker Whiskey Brewery is here, but that's through the Orbex North scenery pack. They added that. I do believe. And if they added the distillery, why couldn't they added the bloody lighthouse and all? So I did the lighthouse and I thought I did a pretty good job. It's not perfectly accurate, but it's close. It's going to take a little time to get there. I'm trying to climb this thing without over talking the engine here. I want to keep the speed up because we've got to cross the island. But I also need to climb as well occasionally. This could be a long video of me waffling and showing you stuff I've done, I guess. It's random and everywhere. Bloody let me down. It let me down. And the funny thing is, I've been doing these random and everywhere missions like for like a week, and they've been great. Loved it. And of course, the one day I stream, it don't bloody work, does it? Well, not stream, but record. It don't work. That's about right. I think they call that sod's law. Right, we should be heading in the right direction. Just trying to get my bearings. Actually, we could actually look at the Talisker Brewery now if we wanted to. We're going to get the box here. Sort of. I'm trying to think where it is. I haven't got it bookmarked. I should have it bookmarked. Oh no, it's down the other. It's in the other valley. Okay, no. We won't go there yet. It's in the other. It's in the other bit. A bit far from where we are.
Clear, Charlie Oscar.
Cessna Charlie Oscar Bravo. Contact Scottish Control on 133.8765.
Contacting Scottish Control 133.875. Charlie Oscar.
Once again, that's other people on the same tensions that are also flying around at this stupid o'clock in the morning. Well, it's not that bad. It's only 20 past 11 in the evening on a Saturday. So yeah, you're gonna have people flying around with this. His engine level sparky. Just trying to gain a little speed here. Really quick for this helicopter. You couldn't do that in autopilot, I'll tell you that for sure, because it wouldn't be able to handle it. Only a professional can handle those torque levels. Alright, should be coming up on come up on the right cliff face so you can see all the work I've bloody done. Done a lot of bloody work. Trying to get the character of this island, or capture the character of this island correctly. With the tourists. Follow this road. This will take us round to where we need to go. Not many roads on Skye. The roads that are on Skye are well travelled. Go left here. This should take us to the point we need to be at. Lighthouses. There. Follow this road down here. Shit. Right, where I'm supposed to be. Lookout point. Oh. Where is it? The one below? I'm not sure. See, it's been so long since I actually made this scenery. I've forgotten where I bloody put things. No, it's the next one down. It's the next one down. This is the high cliff. We want the lower cliff. That one there. This one here. This is where the car park, refreshment stand or cafe is. Yeah, this is the one. Here we go. And this overlooks down onto the lighthouse, and a lot of people take photographs from up here before walking down the long walk to the lighthouse itself, because it's not a road, it's just a gravel path. through here. Right. Well, that's fine. How do we see everything we can land it? Because we're in 2024 now. See all the good stuff. Now, because the legs, I didn't even see those mechanical holes there. There's the lighthouse over in the distance. I'm going to pop this down here. I'm going to leave the engine running. We're going to pop outside because as Mr. Dreams of Wings bloody doesn't realise, you can get out your aircraft, you know, and you can have a wander around. So yeah, this is the car park area. I added all of these assets. They're not perfect, because the ground isn't perfectly level, so you know some of the cars are a bit jacked up, but they go all the way. It goes all the way down the road here. We got people wandering around. We got, you know, he looks like he needs a wee. Do you need a wee, mate? We got some hikers and some, you know, people, you know, hanging outside their RV. He's on the phone. He's just lost. You know, you cold, mate? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's, you know, I added all this. I thought, you know, because this is what it would be like. You'd have loads of tourists up here, and what they come to see is over here. Is the view off the cliff top to the lighthouse, because a lot of people they don't want to make the walk, but they want to say they've been there. So what they'll do is they'll stand on the top here with these guys, and they'll take a picture of the lighthouse. Oh look, they're all floating. They weren't floating before. Oh, I'll have to adjust them. This guy's alright. I'll have to adjust these. Oh, they're all floating. They weren't floating when I bloody put them on the ground. Why are they floating? Anyway, yeah, this is the view to the lighthouse. So, and there's a long bloody walk down the trail to get to it, and a lot of them just say, no, I ain't doing that. But we got a helicopter, so we don't have to walk. Right, I'm going to have to revisit this scenery because there's people that floating. I don't like floating people. They're not supposed to be floating. Why are you floating? Honestly, I added them to the ground level and they're still floating. Right, how about these people down here? How are these doing? Because we've got some people on the trail here. Are they floating? Let's have a look. Let's see if they're floating. They're down by that telegraph pole. Floating a little. They're floating a little. Okay, I'll have to fix that. Right, yeah, but could you imagine doing this trail walk? Oof. That's going to be tough. All the way down here to see a lighthouse. This is the lighthouse. As I said, it's as exact accurate as I can get it. It's not perfect, but it's basically 3 buildings and a generic lighthouse sticking out one of the buildings, and that's basically what I could do because that's the shape of their actual lighthouse. So I kind of laid out these 3 buildings in the right shape and then put a lighthouse in the middle. And hopefully that's, if anyone's been to Skye, or let me know how accurate that is. I don't know. I'm going off pictures and stuff. So yeah, I can only do so much with the tools we have. I'm not using Blender and crap like that. I'm not 3D modelling buildings that I've never been to. That ain't gonna happen. Right, let's off to the hospital, and then we'll wrap it up. Now this is quite a long flight, so I'm going to probably stick it on the autopilot while I have a pee. Look at that rock. Look at that. Marvellous, look at that. It's great. Right, gain a little altitude. There's loads of waterfalls and stuff on Skye. You know, these pools will fill up and you have waterfalls and stuff. But none of that's modelled. We need another guy to do that. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on autopilot because I need to have a pedal quickly. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to put this on our pole and make sure we are in the right direction. Yep, sort of. A little to the left. Alright. There we go. There are mountains in the way. I should be back before we get there though. Right, I'll be back in a minute. Alright, how are we doing? I'm back. Bladder is empty. And you're thinking, oh, why don't you just cut that bit and you know, skip to the next part of the video, you know. And I don't edit my videos. This is how you see them. They're raw. They're raw and unedited. If you don't like that, you ain't got time for my videos because, well, I don't know, you ain't got time for my videos. You don't like my videos? Then why are you here? Somebody else. Don't watch Dreams of Wings. He's way more entertaining than I am. Because, you know, you want to spend 10 minutes on the ground while he's going through all his safety checks and doing switches and stuff, you know, and 20 minutes into the video you might actually take off. Whereas I'm up and going. I ain't doing none of that nonsense. But each to their own. And he's probably going to comment on that now and go, you don't normally complain. I'm not complaining, mate. I am not complaining. That is your thing. It's just not my thing. And you get, and please, can I say, I've got, oh, it won't work, will it? It probably won't work. Because I don't think my camera's on. I don't think the camera is right. No, the camera. See, look, I put the camera on and it don't bloody work. Let me get the camera sorted out here a second. Hold on a minute. How do I do this? Where's the options? Oh crap. Where's my options? Video capture, that's what I want. Do you know what? It's been so long I've forgotten how to do this. Video capture. Yeah. No, I don't want full screen. I want the property. There we go, properties. Here we are. There he is. Hey! Right, anyway, yeah, sorry about the lighting and all of that malarkey. But Rob, if you're watching this, Rob, get yourself a decent cup, will you? Look, proper cup. Not one of those little cups that you have your cup of tea in. This is a proper 15 ounce proper. Look at my hand. Get yourself a proper mug, mate. You know, those silly little dinky cups of tea you have. Fanny Craddock and all that. Sorry about the dirty mug, but hey, who's got time to wash it up? Drinking coffee. Right, why are we going so slow? Bloody hell, look how slow we're going. I didn't even bloody notice. Come on, let's pop some wagons on here. Hovering around like bloody 20 knots. Come on, let's go already. Not bloody getting anywhere. Bring that down now. So we're going a little. Over torque the engine. I don't want to be doing that. Pump it up a little bit more. 127 knots. There we go. That will do nicely. Now we're just getting into that over torque kind of. Yeah. Bring it down a little. Beautiful. I'll hold it there. Thank you. 143 knots. Now we're cooking on gas. I'm going to turn my landing lights off as well, because my lights are turn them off. So what have we learned today? One thing that we've learned is random and everywhere doesn't bloody work. Doesn't bloody work. Rubbish. What else we learned? How to change the configuration of your heli chopper to what you want without having to go into the thing and changing it all the time. Because you can change everything on the fly by going into here and then the options and then configuration, wherever it is, there, you can do it by that. But if you want to set it so you don't have this bloody great big radome on the front making it look like Gonzo, you can change it in the Jensen file. You can just say, yeah, I want 0, 1 or 2. That's the way it works. 0, 1 and 2. Same with this. On is 1 and off is 0. So if you don't want your floats, change it to a 0. Same with your camera, your winch, your little spiky things, your radio antenna. If you don't want them, change it to a 0, they'll disappear. And the next time you load delivery in, you won't have them. Simple as. The other thing we've learnt today is when I add people to the ground, make sure you go back and check that they're not floating or levitating 3 feet off the ground when you load it back in again. So that's a bit embarrassing. And now we're heading to our... Actually, we're going to be going past... Slingchan Mountain, which is the main heli base for this island. It is actually the main heli base for the island. I didn't do anything with the ground because it's actually pretty accurate to the satellite imagery, so I didn't really change it. I could add some things around it. I could add, you know, some barrels and some bits, you know, make it. But if you actually look at the satellite imagery, there's nothing there. It's just a bit of barren waste ground. But just down the road from it is their headquarters, which looks nothing like it should do in the sim. It's just a generic building. But I did put a flag. I put a Scottish flag up there just because I wanted to do something. And you know, it kind of acts like a windsock as you're flying to it. You know, you can circle the building and you can see which way the wind's blowing from the flag. So that's all I've done there. And of course the hospital helipad, which I built, which we're going to go to as well. So we're coming up on that helipad now. So what I'll do is I'll take control. I'll show you what it looks like. Now, you know, the photo scenery is not great either. There's cars all over the road and stuff. So, and I'm not messing around cleaning all of that sort of stuff up. Just see now. Yeah. So there's the helipad there. I'm going to go aggressive here. We're going to go aggressive. There's the helipad there. Oh, sparkle. Trying to get me view right. There we go. So yeah, there's the helipad. And that's actually what it looks like in real life. It is just like that. It looks like they've spray painted a H on it somewhere along the line, and it's just kind of wearing out. But if you don't believe me, go and have a look. That is what it looks like. It's just like something spray painted a H on some gravel. And just around here, just around here is the main, their main search and rescue headquarters. Just there, building now, and I added a little Scottish flag there. How about that? Just for you Scots. And of course it tells you which way to go. Because that there ahead of me is pub, which I do want to play around with. Actually, I want to fill this car park up with hot cars. And I'm going to put beer tables. See, that's the beer garden back there. I am actually going to put tables there and do some skips and bits of rubbish and whatever it is on the ground over here. Make it a little bit more but that's a project for another day. There's a truck out front. I'm not sure about the truck. But I'm not doing the stuff on the road. But you know, I'm going to play with that. Right, okay, off to the hospital. Stop waffling, Sparky. Let's go. I'll do that. And we get the go around button. Just to gain a little speed here. Have a look where the hospital is. Now I'm not high enough to go over these mountains. I'm definitely not fast enough, so we're going to go down. We're going to go down this little Lock Slingshan we're going down. My we're over talking. Oh shit, this is what happens when you over talk. Yeah. Okay, I got it. It's okay, I got it. I'm professional. Do not over talk your image, Sparky. Because that happens. And it's the autopilot, it's not me that's doing it. Look, it's still doing it. It's the autopilot that's doing it. Look, stop that. Get that off. Right, now I have control. Now I have control. Do not, honestly, do not trust the autopilot in this helicopter because it will freaking kill you. Unless you're just doing straight and level flight from one place to another. If you're making manoeuvres, you need to climb, you need to make a turn. Just take control. Honestly, just take control and do it yourself, because the thing is going to try and kill you. It really is. Maybe they'll fix that in the future, you know, put, you know, torque limits on the autopilot or something, which bloody well should have torque limits, because it's an Airbus and, you know, it's fly by wire, it's fly where you point it, so the autopilot should know better. But as soon as you go into that over torque, it throws you through a loop, and then you've got to fight for control back, which is definitely not a fun thing. To the dots. I went quiet there, didn't I? You should go quiet when you're doing a YouTube video, because people think you've died or something. What a beautiful, beautiful island to fly. And it really is a beautiful island to fly. Way better than 2020. You know, they've removed a lot of the trees that were plaguing the island. It's a lot more natural now. I mean, you got rock formations, you got mountains. You've got locks, you've got lakes, you've got little towns, and it's just, you know, and the weather is unpredictable. I mean, as they say in Scotland, if it's not raining, it's about to rain. Probably going to get in trouble for that as well. They had summer once. I think it was in 1963 on a Tuesday. God, I'm definitely going to get in trouble with that one. Scotland's going to hate me. I like Scotland, trust me, I do like Scotland. Don't hate on me too much, please. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't have spent so much time out here flying your beautiful islands and modifying them. Alright, so the hospital is over there, but we want to be coming in from the sea, so we want to come out this way. There's a tower here which we want to avoid. So you want to come out, and then we're gonna attack it from the sea. Alright, let's get rid of that. This is Dr. McManaman's Memorial Hospital. Right, there's the tower. We want to come on to the left of the tower. Radio mast, tower, radio mast, whatever you want to call it, TV mast. Not actually sure what it is. It could be just cell phone. It's got loads of big ruggings on it. So. Now, I don't want to get too low. I want to get low, but not too low. Fast, but not too fast. Not where I can't control it. Alright, now we're out here looking at the wind, and yeah, we want to spin around and come in directly from the sea, because that's where the wind is. There's the hospital, and there's the helipad. Just to show you I can do it without having to go outside, I'm going to do it like this. You know, twitch your feet. Feet are twitching. Trying to keep it right here. Back here, I'm going to let it drop slowly. Now with this helicopter, you want to put the nose over the inner circle, because well, it's longer than you think it is. You think, oh no, you know, and then you end up being hanging off halfway off the helipad. So you want to make sure you get your nose over like that, and then bring it down. Oh, I've just drifted back a little bit. And then you'll find you're in the bloody middle. Well, pretty close to the middle. But anyway, yeah, this is another one of mine. So I added this one. I need to do something about the hospital. The hospital's that building's not right. This building's not right. I might have to knock these down and put something more appropriate in. There's a little path here, goes up. I did have an ambulance parked up, and I just thought, no, shit, so I took it out. But the night lighting's pretty nice on it. Pretty right. So there we go. That's all that's all the work I've done on this beautiful island. Any suggestions? Let me know in the comments what I should add. Especially if you're from here or you've been here, and there's something that I could possibly add that I haven't done, please let me know. And, we'll see if we can get it done. And there is one last thing. I need a call for a repainter to do me a livery. Not a Hems livery, but if anybody's got the 145 and they the executive model, I want a Sparks livery done, but I've got a virtual airline name which is called Anvil Air, so it's going to be Anvil Air and it's going to have my logo on. And you think, well, you know, I don't have your logo. Well, if you reach out to me, I can send you the logo in every format you could possibly need. What's my logo? This is my logo. But I don't want the whole thing. I just want the middle, the anvil with the sparks. And you can imagine putting the anvil on the sparks, say like here, you know, Anvil Air. You know, I don't know what colours. You know, purple and black. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I need an Anvil Air livery for the luxury model, if that's possible. But I don't know. It's just a shout, because I don't know anything about doing repaints. I used to back in the day when it was easy, you know, with just Paint Shop Pro and a couple of files. But now you've got to use Blender and do all sorts of weird formatting. No, I'm out. No, not anymore. I ain't got time for that. I'm a working man. I ain't got time to learn a whole new way of painting aircraft. But on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you until the next one. Hopefully there will be a next one. I don't know if I'll be here or somewhere else or on the streets. Who knows where I'm going to be. But until next time, thanks for watching. Don't bother liking and subscribing. It's not worth it to me. But I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Sparky out.